Hey guys, welcome back. This is Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Today I am going to set up my paycheck budget for the paycheck that we're going to receive on May 31st. So May is a magic month for us. I know some people do this differently since the paycheck is on May 31st. The majority of this money is going to be like used and spent in June. But that's not how I do it since it comes in on the 31st. Doesn't really matter either way. But when I'm figuring it, so my fixed expenses, I have set things that we do each time. And then if we look at variable expenses, my variable expenses are going to cover the next 2 weeks. So that is going to be into the month of June. But for fixed expenses, we're looking at May. So most of my fixed expenses are covered, or all my fixed expenses are covered with the first 2 checks in May, essentially, because that's how I have it divided out. So the third check does some extra things and goes to some, I guess, other stuff. So we can talk about that when we get into it. Our third check is, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure when I set this up that I set it up with just like what our last third paycheck month check was, because our deductions don't come out. So I have a hard time remembering from magic paycheck to magic paycheck what it is or what it was. So I'm anticipating my wages to be $13.55.01 and my husband's wages to be $1,586.30, which leaves us with a total income of $2,941.31. So if we come down to our fixed expenses then, and this isn't necessarily, everybody does fixed expenses a little bit differently, I guess. So for donation, I've not been doing a donation. I've been focusing on other things. And that's just going to be what it is for right now. So I have nothing budgeted for that. The before school program, we pay for like the previous 2 weeks. So on May 31st, I will have had to pay for like on May 31st, I will have to pay $30 for previous weeks of things used or hours used at the program. And then the main thing that we do is we cover our property taxes. So we have to pay our property taxes out of pocket. It's not, we don't have a mortgage, so it's not covered in that. And so we just pay it twice a year to the courthouse. And I have no idea what that's going to be. So they're due in March and September. So this will be for September's. The tax is due in September, and we will not know probably until after July 1st, because that's when the fiscal year starts, what those are going to be. But I've just increased it a pretty decent amount, and I'm setting aside $1,200 for that. Rounding up and hoping for the best, I guess, is honestly where I'm at right now. Yeah, so those are $1,200 plus $30. So that leaves us with $1,230 under our fixed expenses. So $29.41.31 minus $1,230 is $1,100. No, it's not. It's $1,711.31 that are left to budget. So now we move down into our variable expenses, and these will cover the first couple weeks of June. So I pulled $280 per pay period for groceries, $100 for eating out, $50 for beauty, $60 for drinks, $140 for allowance, which is just kind of is our spending money. Work meals is $0 with that pay period. Car washes, I have $15. For donuts, $1 per donut for my kids for after church on Sunday mornings. And chores, been doing some paid chores options for my son. That's $10. So jump in here. Okay, and our total variable expenses then would be $661. And if we subtract that from the $1,711.31 that was left, that leaves us $10.50.31. Then we move up into our sinking funds. And this is where I will do a little bit extra in these different ones sometimes for this paycheck. So for Christmas, I'm going to put $100 towards that. For LP, which is saving for our winter heating, I'm putting $50 in that. I'm doing the $97 for our travel sinking fund that we're doing online for the 100 envelope challenge. I'm going to do number 97. Into my kids sinking fund online, putting $20. I do that each pay period. Putting away for gas, I'm going to do $40. For vehicles, I'm going to put away $100. I'm going to do $53 like I do every pay period into our 52-week challenge into our emergency fund online. $40 away towards medical, nothing for summer daycare, and nothing for tattoo. And cash envelopes and savings challenge are at $327, I believe. Okay, so that leaves us $827 in our sinking funds. Okay, so if we take our $10.50.31, which was what we had left after our variable expenses, and if we subtract our $827, that leaves us with $223.31. I have nothing budgeted to use here under other, which still leaves us with $223.31, which means when we come down to extra debt, I plan to make an extra principal payment on our HELOC of $223.31, which is what the whole total will be for that category, leaving us at $0. So that should bring us to a zero-based budget, but I'm going to go ahead and check my math. So income was $2,941.31. Fixed expenses were $1,230. Variable at $661. Sinking funds at $827. Other at $0, and extra debt at $223.31. So we'll check that math. And that leaves us with a zero-based budget. So it's nice when the math works out for us. That is our budget with me for this upcoming paycheck. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, if you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. I do my best to answer them in a timely manner. I know that I get behind on that, but I do try to answer them all. So thank you so much. And until next time, bye.